I post weekly videos on rubber stamping projects, techniques, and tips. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. The first step in our project is to remove the labels from the top and the bottom. So now we want to use some Goo Gone to remove the rest of the sticker. Okay, I've let this sit about 10 minutes, and so now I'm going to scrape off the remainder of the sticker. So now I've removed all of the sticker, and I'm going to go rinse this in the sink. So what you want to do now, after you've removed the label, is you want to scratch up the surface with some sandpaper. This will help the glue adhere better to the plastic. For step 2, I'm going to melt 2 holes in the side of the container, on the side with the little flap. So what I did was used a Sharpie to mark where I want my holes, and I roughly lined it up with the corner edge of this tab. So I'm going to heat up this metal skewer, and that's what I'm going to use to melt the holes in my container. And I have a gas stove, and so I'm just going to heat it up in the flame. If you have a candle, I'm sure that would work just as well. And I will leave a link to a video that shows you how to do it by using a drill. What I did was I used my grate to prop up my container, and I'm going to use a silicone mitt to hold it in place. Okay, so I melted like a little pilot hole. Then I'm going to heat it up a little bit more. The reason I did the pilot hole is to prevent the skewer from slipping. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up again. I'm going to put the skewer in at an angle towards the center. This will help the key ring go on a little bit easier. Okay, and then I'm going to do the second hole. So first the pilot hole. And to get it to go in, you just need to put a little bit of pressure. It's not a lot. And then I'm going to go in at an angle with this one too. And that's all there is to it. So after you've put your holes in your container, take a file and just smooth down the edges. So the reason I decided to use the Designer Series paper from the Share What You Love suite is because that's our tagline for our 30th anniversary, sharing what we love. And I picked out 3 patterns that I thought matched my containers. So this one and this one and this one. So this Designer Series paper is a specialty paper, and one of the reasons is it's thicker than our regular Designer Series paper, but it also has this beautiful pearlized shine to the elements. So on this one, the large flowers have the pearlized effect, and then on this one, it's the small flowers and also the leaves, and then on this one, it's the flowers. So I think these papers are just gorgeous, and they're going to be perfect for my project. For the next step of our project, we're going to use the second largest circle from the Layering Circles framelits to cut our circles from our Design a Series paper. And then I'm going to use the half circle window from the stained glass thinlits, and I'm going to cut 2 of those from the basic black cardstock, and then these are going to be layered on top of my circles. So for the next step, I'm going to use Mod Podge in the satin finish, and I'm going to use it to adhere the stained glass pieces to my circle. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to paint half of the circle with the Mod Podge. And then I'm going to place this, and I'm going to line it up so that the top of it is right on the edge. And then I use the wax paper to keep my fingers from getting sticky. So that's nicely adhered. So this circle's a little bit larger than the stained glass pieces. And that was because I needed it to be big enough to cover the top of my container. So now I'm going to put some more Mod Podge on the other half. Trying not to get sticky. And then I'm going to line up the edge on the circle. Okay, and then I'm going to put a layer of Mod Podge over the entire surface, and this will just help to keep everything stuck down and sealed, and so it can be used without falling apart. This is like a protective coating. Okay, and then I'm just going to pick this up and put it on my wax paper so that it doesn't stick to anything, and let that dry over there. And as you can see, I have some of my finished ones right here. So then after that layer of Mod Podge dried, I put a second coat on top so that it's nice and really nicely sealed. If you want to join a community of crafters just like you, I have a secret society where I share up-to-date techniques, tips, and products to keep your projects fresh. The link is below. So when you adhere the circle to the top, you're going to line up this center along the edge of this where the tab opens up. And so I'm just going to fold it in half so that it'll bend easily when it's opened. Okay. So I'm going to use this Gorilla Glue. It's the clear. And I'm going to use that to adhere my circle to the top of my container. And the directions say that you should dampen one of the surfaces. So I'm going to spray the container with the Stampin' Mister. And now I'm going to put glue on this, and so we can adhere it to our container. And then I'm just going to use a little piece of cardboard to spread the glue around so that it's covers the entire surface. So I want to open the container to make sure that I get this lined up right on the crease. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe off the excess. Then I'm just going to hold this in place for a few seconds. And then what you're going to want to do is turn it upside down on a piece of wax paper and put a couple of books on it for 24 hours. And then it'll be completely dry. So the next thing I want to do is put my key ring through the holes. So I'm going to use a letter opener to open up the ring. There we go. And then just twist it. And there we go. Isn't that cute? So here's the finished product. My roommates will get to enjoy the mints, and then when they get home and they've finished their mints, then they can use it to store their earbuds, and they won't get tangled up. And look at that, they just fit in there so perfectly. And then you can just hook this on your gym bag or your purse, and you will have your earbuds ready to go. So I think my roommates are really going to like these. I think they're really cute, and I hope you enjoyed this project. If you like this video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you for visiting Easy as Pie Stamping. I look forward to helping you create pretty projects. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and remember, do something creative every day.